In the heart of a dense, fog-laden forest stood the remnants of an old asylum, long abandoned and forgotten by time. The building, once a place of healing, had become a decaying monument to the horrors that had transpired within its walls. The townsfolk whispered tales of its dark past, but few dared to venture near it, especially after sunset. One stormy night, a group of thrill-seeking friends decided to explore the asylum. They had heard the stories and were eager to uncover the truth behind the legends. Armed with flashlights and a sense of adventure, they made their way through the forest, the howling wind and rustling leaves adding to the eerie atmosphere. As they approached the asylum, the air grew colder, and an unsettling silence enveloped them. The building loomed before them, its windows shattered and its walls covered in ivy. The front door creaked open with a haunting groan, inviting them inside. The interior was a labyrinth of dark hallways and crumbling rooms. The walls were adorned with faded, peeling wallpaper, and the floor was littered with debris. The friends' footsteps echoed through the empty corridors, and the flickering beams of their flashlights cast eerie shadows on the walls. They stumbled upon an old, dusty journal in one of the rooms. The pages were filled with the ramblings of a former patient, detailing the cruel experiments conducted by the asylum's head doctor. The journal spoke of twisted procedures, inhumane treatments, and the screams of patients echoing through the halls. As they read the journal, a sense of dread washed over them. They realized that the asylum was not just a place of suffering, but a breeding ground for malevolence. The friends decided to leave, but as they turned to go, they heard a faint, chilling whisper. Panic set in as they tried to find their way out, but the asylum seemed to shift and change, trapping them within its walls. The whispers grew louder, and the air became thick with an oppressive presence. Shadows moved in the corners of their vision, and the temperature dropped even further. The bravest of the group led the way, determined to find an exit. They stumbled upon a hidden staircase leading to the basement. The air grew colder and more suffocating as they descended, the whispers now a cacophony of voices. In the basement, they found a series of cells, each one containing the skeletal remains of former patients. The walls were covered in scratch marks, and the air was thick with the stench of decay. The friends realized that the patients had been left to die, forgotten and alone. As they explored further, they found a hidden chamber, its walls lined with shelves of jars containing preserved organs and other grotesque specimens. In the center of the room stood an operating table, stained with blood and surrounded by rusty surgical instruments. Suddenly, the door slammed shut, trapping them inside. The whispers grew louder and the shadows seemed to come alive, reaching out with ghostly hands. The friends huddled together, their fear palpable. The twisted and malevolent spirit of the head doctor materialized before them. His eyes glowed with an unnatural light and his voice was a chilling whisper. The friends screamed as the shadows closed in, their bodies writhing in agony as they were pulled apart by unseen forces. Their souls were trapped within the asylum, joining the countless others who had suffered at the hands of the doctor. As the years passed, the asylum's reputation grew even darker, and the stories of its haunted halls spread far and wide. The building became a symbol of fear and dread, a place where the bravest souls were tested and often found wanting. The townsfolk continued to whisper tales of the forgotten asylum, but none dared to venture near it, especially after sunset. The building loomed over the town like a dark shadow, its presence a constant reminder of the horrors that had transpired within its walls. The friends who had ventured into the asylum had never returned. They were remembered as cautionary tales, their stories passed down through the generations. The town of Willow Creek grew and changed, but the asylum remained a constant reminder not to go near there. But unfortunately, a few more tried their luck and they went to explore and never to be seen again.